Welcome, Solara here. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome if you are returning. Welcome if this is your first time here. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the ways you contribute to my growth. Thank you for helping me to appreciate in value and light. I appreciate you in turn, and I hope that my messages also help you to grow in your own sense of self-value and to help to expand your light too, because that is well, that is a cry of my heart, and that's my purpose. So yeah, thank you for your comments, your emails. Thank you for those of you who've utilized my services. Thank you to the members of my Daily Alchemy members portal. Thank you to those of you who choose to donate, you know, or to buy me stuff off my wish list. I appreciate all of you, your likes, however you contribute. I appreciate. I decided to come on here and just do a simple reading. I've been doing a lot of like the downloads and the readings because there's just been so much coming in. I don't know if these energies are going to continue to, I don't know if Spirit's going to want to speak to us more about some of the same things that have been coming up. I've been led into the Oracle of Shadows and Light, which oftentimes, not all the time, oftentimes it means there's some fuckery that needs to be exposed, but sometimes the oracles of shadows and light is sent to me because there's something within self that is all about exposing, but it's something within self. So we'll see. I'm going to take a moment to connect with the deck. Ooh. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get this party started. What do you want to speak to us about tonight? There's something entering the earth realm that's going to, it's an activation for some of you, especially those of you who know you're sent here to help the collective in a very public way, or a very, it doesn't even have to be public, but in a way where you're helping a large group of people, whether you want to call it, you know, leadership or whatever. There's something that's entering the earth to assist you. I was seeing it come down like these beautiful like sparks, almost like it was like a shooting star, but it wasn't one. It was like there were so many, and it was almost like it was coming from a star, but it was raining down into the earth just now, and it was really beautiful. There's something about some of you are teachers, some of you are prophets. You know, some of you are speakers, seers, shamans, dreamers. You know, mystics. You know, there's something about your specialty that's waking up. And it doesn't matter if you consider yourself to be a high priest or a high priestess. It's deeper than that. It's like uniquely to do with your specialty in that area, if that makes sense. And like some of you, it's like you're graduating into the position of it's almost like I'm getting Hierophant energy. But what they just said to me, it's like you're becoming the institution. You're no longer being institutionalized. Like the old world was really about like you only get somewhere if you are part of the systems and the institutions that have been created for your forward advancement, quote unquote, within the context of the limitations they like to place upon us. But what I was hearing was just now, you're becoming the institution. We have It's Time for a Treat, but it came out in reverse. And then at the bottom we have Strange Valentine. Love is strange. And right off the bat, this is telling me that some of you are giving away too much of, it's almost like, it's like this energy of you're being too indulgent with certain energies. And you could be being indulgent with yourself, but what I'm really getting here is you're being overly indulgent with certain people or situations, and if it's not people or situations, it's the residue of the energies that these people or situations have left behind. And these energies are feeling a little bit they feel a little bit codependent, but more than anything, they feel almost like they were, it's like a choking the life out of you kind of thing. And for some of you, you're just such beautifully kind souls. And unfortunately, because you thought everyone else was like that too, you opened yourself up to be taken advantage of. And there's something here about being too indulgent in a situation that wants to cloak itself as being love, but it's not really. And in being too indulgent with this energy, you're not being you're not. It's like you're not being indulgent enough in self. There's something about this energy that takes away from your ability to treat yourself and to like bask in like luxuriant energies without guilt, which lets me know that it's also something that is targeting your sacral chakra energies, and therefore your ability to properly create and bring something into the fullness of you know, your reality. There's something here, yeah. As I lifted the Strange Valentine, we have Ghost of the Past. The past returns for a time. So when I just completed very long ass, it wasn't even a reading, it was mostly downloads, and a little bit of a reading at the end. I'm just uploading it now. And there was this energy that was coming up in the end, in the actual reading, which was speaking about like how this full moon is really allowing us to release like family ghost energies that were really deeply embedded in, you know, our energy field, to the point where we didn't even realize how much of our reality was being controlled by these programs. There's something here, I feel like I'm tuning into that part of the energy again. There's something here about the closing of a cycle, because the candy cane angel, the 37 is a 10, and then we have the Strange Valentine, that's a 9. For some of you, the 10th, okay, let me think. Let me get it all right. Okay, the Christmas season was of relevance. The 10th of December could have been important. The 10th of January, or coming up to the 10th of February. Yes. July could have been important. 27 might be an important number for you. 27th of December, 27th of January, 27th of February. These could be milestones. These could have been dates of significance. The 4th of February, tomorrow. Well, actually in about 27 minutes, 23:33 on my clock. The 4th of February might also be, well, that makes sense, the 4th of February, because we're in a full moon. There's something about the ultimate release of something that you've been indulging for too long. You've been indulging it for too long because you've been wanting to push this idea of there being, it's not push the idea of there being love, it's almost like this energy of wanting to believe that something can be salvaged because there's love there. And for many of you, it could be romance, but for some of you, this is family again too, okay? And this isn't necessarily an energy that you have to actively be in right now. Like, you don't actively have to be in codependency, but there's something here about the releasing of, like, what I was talking about in the other reading, of these deep-rooted energies that kept you in a place of indulging others to the point where you were, again, betraying self, and you weren't allowing yourself to expand and to enjoy your life without feeling guilty or being made to feel guilty. There's something about these energies leaving. And there's something significant around this full moon and this happening too. We have Angel of Alchemy, yes. So we have number 21, Angel of Alchemy, okay? And then we have Angel de los Muertos. We have the transitions again. So again, this is the Angel of Alchemy energy is the miracle that comes in order to it's like it's that scorpionic Plutonian energy, the rebirth, the phoenix. But the Scorpio energy is really, it's very important for us to understand and overstand. For anything to be birthed, something must die. So there's something here about the releasing of something of yours, like that was masking itself as love or has expired. And the remnants of some energy that's still having to be released. It's kind of like we were talking about this last week in the reading. I think it was last Friday. For some of you, I was picking up that even though you may have let go of certain people, cycles, situations, there was still like a tiny link where your guides were kind of directing you of how to release it. It's like you'd already done everything that you're supposed to do in terms of your own healing journey and all that other stuff. And now it was like down to being intimately in tune with the things your guides are showing you in order to sever these tiny links that, while they may be tiny and almost invisible, they sometimes are, are the most potent, and hence the reason why they're tiny and invisible. It's because they're the most potent, and there's something that was still connecting you to an energy that is either the cycle has closed out and is on its way out, or it's about to close out now. And it's like, maybe this is part of that energy for some of you guys too, if you were resonating with that. But it's like, there's a very definitive closing of the door on that energy and a severing of those tiny links that I was speaking about in the last reading. And for some of you, because this is how energy moves, there was something about this energy that was either it was keeping you from being able to rise and transform, to rise into your phoenix energy, right? And to be rebirthed as who you truly are and who you came here to be. Either it was preventing that. No, the message I'm getting is it was preventing that. But for some of you, the extra energy that was there also, and this came up last week in a reading too, is that it's like this person was transferring their illness onto you, okay? Yes, so we have Angel de los Muertos, right? And then we have Witch at the end of the world, the natural, an important end, a new beginning. I don't know why I wanted to say the natural world needs you. It's because for some of you, it's like it's divinely time. We've reached a point in ascension where it's like, it's almost like the universe itself won't let this energy hold on to you anymore, because that's how important it is for you now to move out of this cycle, because you've learned the lessons you're supposed to learn at this point for that old cycle. You've learned the lessons that were supposed to push you out of that old cycle, and you came here. Your mission now is about to begin. You came here for such a time as this, and that time has come. And there's something here about, for some of you, it's not even that you are holding on to this. It's on the other end. It's them holding on to it. And there was a link, there's a tiny link that it's like spirit is stepping in, and there's going to be a death to this weekend. There's a death to these energies, and you might not experience it straight away, and you might, but whatever it is that's happening planetarily speaking with the moon and whatever else is going on in terms of transits, I haven't really paid attention to transits outside of the full moon, whether it's like collectively what's happening, or for some of you, it's what's happening in your own personal astrology, like in terms of transits that are occurring within your own chart. There's something about the closing out of something, the death of something in order to usher in something new, but it's also the rising of your phoenix. But it's also like whatever it was that was keeping you out of this energy, it was like an attachment. It was like, and we keep on coming back to this. It was like somebody, I'm not getting full on destiny swapping here. What I'm getting here is somebody was trying to place their baggage or their karma or transfer an energy that belonged to them onto you because they didn't want to deal with it. And for long as you were a part of that exchange, you couldn't move into the next cycle. You couldn't fully move into your ascension mission because it's like this energy was trying to hitchhike its way with you. And it's like, nope, you can't go any farther with this. And so it's like the universe is stepping in because for some of you, you've done everything you can at this point to release this energy. And now, like I said, the universe is stepping in because it's like, it's like that, what I was thinking about that card, the natural world needs you. It's your contract with this other energy is over because you're contracted to the natural world. You're contracted to Gaia. Okay, and that's a bigger contract. And so it really doesn't matter how much this other energy, person, people, things, groups try to hold on to you at this point because it's not love. It ain't love. It's codependency, it's possession, it's control, it's wanting to hold on to your energy, it's wanting to use you in order to attach and hitch a ride, or it's wanting to use you in order to have you transmute its shit so that it can maintain some kind of balance or get something in its own reality. But it's not love. And it may have masqueraded as love. And you may have once upon a time thought it was love. I'm hearing that Roxette song. It must have been love, but it's over now. But whatever hook or tiny link that was still in existence for this energy to be able to manipulate or influence you in any way. And for many of you, it was energetically. And the reason it's energetic is even if you do all of the clearing and all of that other stuff, and I spoke about it last week, it's because the connection is so deeply rooted in your reality because of who this person or people were in your life, this incarnation. But not only this one. This is a grand closing out of a relationship for many of you that has spanned all of your incarnations throughout the age of Pisces, and you've never been able to fully escape. And this is why. This is why it's so intense. And this is also why this person or people, they're still trying to hold on to you so tightly. They may not get why. They may think it's love. You may even sometimes feel like you need to indulge it more because, you know, because maybe they mean well, or you think they mean well, I don't know. But there's something here that is just like, nope, this is the end of an era. And it's time for you to actually come here what you came here to do. You see, you were contracted to this person or these people or this group. You were contracted to them for a few reasons. You were contracted to them for one, to help them raise their own consciousness. That's one thing. You were contracted to them because clearly there was some kind of unfinished business from all the other lifetimes where you had to sort it out and bring the scales back into balance. I feel like that's done. But the third reason you were contracted to them was because this whole situation was designed to push you into a place of your own power where you alchemize a lot of very heavy and dense energies to make you ready for your contract with Gaia. And now you're ready. But these energies are still trying to keep you in contract with them. But the contract is over. It's done. You've done your part. But it's like it's like the universe is going to come in and finish it off. Which at the end of the world, yeah, it's and again, another 9. It's the end of an era with these energies. It's not just like this lifetime or, you know, like these when these energies come out, they come out and they're deep. You get what I'm saying? They're deep. Where do I want to go into? Where is my energy oracle? Do I want to go into my energy oracle? I don't really feel like going to my energy oracle. Where should I go? Where shall I go? You see, they're telling me to go into Kippur, but I don't want to go to the Kippur because I'm trying to make a super ass long reading. But they're telling me to go into Kippur, so I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust. And as I say that, I'm hearing this old Christian song. It goes, trust and obey, for there's no... Trust and obey, for there's no better way to be happy in Jesus than to trust and obey. There's something here with you guys and this person, people, contracts. It could be a whole church. It could be even your own traditions and mindsets and beliefs. There's something here that you have to graduate, that you're not here to take into the new earth, because while it may have helped you to get to a certain place on your ascension path, thinking this way, feeling this way, attaching your own beliefs to something here, it's time for it to die because it served its purpose. That's a message for some of you. For others of you, there's this kind of, I think I mentioned, there's like this guilt that wants to come up with you, and this energy, and like allowing yourself to transform and to move up, and part of that guilt is rooted in religion. Part of that is rooted in like family traditions surrounding like religion, and some of it is rooted in like maybe ways you showed up religiously or were controlled by religion in past incarnations. And there's something about this person, people, group having some kind of contribution in that too. And so it's like the way the way my guides have shown it to me is that we reincarnate into situations beyond like choosing to reincarnate into families with heavy karmic loads in order to assist the ascension. We also reincarnate with families that carry very specific energies, that carried very specific energies generationally, because they are energies within ourselves that in our last incarnation we were not able to overcome. So for example, if we died in our last incarnation, and we died and we you know, when our hearts were weighed, our hearts were heavier than the feather because we had a lot of shame about who we were. Then when we came back into the next lifetime, that shame that we carried, that heavy, heavy shame that disallowed us to go to the next phase of our journey, right? That had to be revisited, and it had to be reignited, and it had to be activated, because this time around it had to be cleared. And there's something here about this heavy, heavy guilt that you may have carried from a past life that has to do with some kind of religion, or maybe where you feel you failed God in some way, or you were made to feel like you failed your mission. There's something very heavy with religion and church and guilt here, and you incarnated into this situation. And for many of you this is family, but it could be a long-term romantic situation, because what I'm feeling here is this isn't a small energy. This is an energy with a long, deep emotional history behind it. So for some of you it's family. For others of you it might be like a spouse who you've been married to for a while. For others of you it might be like a really long friendship, and for some of you it might have been a shorter relationship, but it was one of those relationships that were deeply karmic in nature but very magnetic, because of the familiarity of the wound. And the point is that you have learned the lesson, and the point is that you have learned the lesson, and for many of you, it's time to release. Like, it's time to, the last link that you have responsibility for releasing, and that the universe wants to help you to release in order to come in and remove this altogether, is any guilt. There's an energy of guilt that's here, like guilt for living, guilt for existing, guilt for rising, guilt for going after your path, guilt for being in divine alignment. And you must release that before this whole energy cycle, relationship, connection, whatever, before it can be fully released. You must release guilt, because guilt is like one of the final strings that is holding you energetically to this person, people, group, and therefore cycle. And this guilt, you might want to work with your guides on it, because it's a guilt that runs beyond this incarnation, although it has presented itself similarly. The energy has presented itself in the same way, because that's what energy does. The story's different, the energy is the same. There's some guilt around rising into your divine purpose, and there's some guilt around religion and tradition. There's some guilt about religion that has somehow become intertwined with like traditions and how you operate in terms of what loyalty is seen as in this scenario with this person or group. And it's like it's an energy that's carried on from another incarnation or many incarnations before, and it's time for you to fully recover successfully from this energy that wants to pull you out. It wants to cause you to descend. It wants you to disappear back into a pit of not just darkness. It wants you to move into a pit of confusion where you where you lose yourself, where you're not seeing yourself clearly again. Okay, but the key to not allowing that to happen is the releasing of the guilt. What's come out here is a mature woman. For some of you, this is this karmic mother energy coming up again, and that's because this energy is very big right now in terms of what we're releasing a lot of the distorted feminine templates of the old world, and as such, all manner of karmic female energies are being magnified in our personal and collective reality. So this could literally be a karmic mother, or it could be like figuratively a female distorted energy. Take it as it resonates. But for some of you, this mature woman, this energy has traveled by way of your relationship with your mother, or for some of you, if you're a heterosexual man, it's traveled by way of your relationship with your significant other. It could be a friend. If you are, a woman who is, a lesbian, it could be that. Like, it's in other words, it's an intimate relationship with another woman. Okay, and for some of you that's a mother, for others of you it's a lover, but the energy is the same. And this energy has tried to control your narrative, not only this incarnation, but incarnations before. And for some of you, this energy might not even be showing up as a female. They just said this to me. It could have been the last lifetime that you had with this person. They showed up in this kind of mature woman energy when you transitioned. And it's like... and this energy was coming out again in the reading I just did. There's something about the ghost of the past wanting to come in and take people off their path into power. And of course, they can't do that unless you let them. But this is a weekend to really focus on this energy and to search your heart and your soul and have your guides show you where it is that this energy might still be lurking. And it's not an energy. This is not the energy of someone who's necessarily lurking in your energy field because they are actively like trying to do work and everything. They could be. I'm not saying that's not the case, because we had that energy coming up in the last reading. It's not that that's not possible. It's just that what your guides are showing you is that they're not concerned with what the other person is doing. They're concerned with where the other energy is finding a hook in you. Because, and I'm going to say this very clearly, because I want you guys to feel so empowered in the midst of these attacks. These energies, entities, spells they send to people can only attach to us where the energies can grow and thrive. In other words, when people want to take you off of your own path, the energies they're going to send to you are often energies that are there to cause you to doubt yourself. Now, if you already are a person who is walking in that energy of self-doubt and you're owning that as your own narrative, it's easy to be attacked like that, right? But the minute you start to rise and step into your power and your truth, this thing might have lagged now because I see like it freezing and doing stuff. I don't know if it's doing that again. I'm sorry if it is, but I'm not going to stop speaking. I command my energy. So, now I have to, and this is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to bring confusion. Now I need to ground myself back into my own energy and get back to the message I was delivering. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Yes. Literally an attack of confusion just now. I completely lost everything. Lost it all. I had to get it back. Thank you to my guides. These energies can only attach to you where you are already believing certain things about yourself. And then they come in and exploit that and gain momentum and cause you to create these energies in your own life. Okay? Especially where, if you are vibing with me, if you're resonating with my work, then where you are on this path of healing and ascension, this is where you are. These energies have no effect over you anymore because you've done the requisite clearing and cleansing in order to really begin to come into full union with self. Okay? Energies, entities, things that are sent to take you out of balance, out of 0 point, put you at war with self, cause chaos and destruction and dysfunction and blockages in your life. They can only attach to areas where you are not paying attention. And this is why, and I said it in the last reading, this is why the minute that your guides come and show you something, it's already losing its power. Because these energies, entities, beings, whatever they are, spells, they need to dwell in the darkness because you're not supposed to know what's happening, right? So this is why healing is so important. Because these energies, entities, beings, spells, whatever, they love to take root in your shadow, in your unclaimed shadow, in your denied shadow, or in your repressed shadow. In your unclaimed, denied, or repressed shadow. Okay? So it's all of those areas of your darkness you don't want to look at, you don't want to own, or you're in denial of. When we do that, we're only hurting ourselves. When we don't want to see the fullness of who we are and claim that, then we are allowing other energies to come in and stake their claim and to move in and be like, lovely place to stay rent-free. You know? So this is the point of shadow work. This is the point of shadow work. So, yeah, so we have mature woman. Then we have journey because, and this is the central energy and it's the 10. This is moving out of a cycle, moving forward, moving on, like Maya, if y'all remember from the 90s. I'm moving on. And we have imprisonment here too. And at the bottom we have courtship. So we have this energy. Okay, no, this is what they're actually telling me. Woo! I thought we were going back into this energy. And it's like they dragged me right out of the collar. I thought we were going back into this energy with someone trying to stop a courtship coming because of, you know, yada, yada, yada. And it is that energy, but it's a new detail in that energy. For some of you, this karmic female energy, even if it's a mother, was either a past life love, or somebody who you pledged something to. It was a vow you had with this person, which is why they feel, for some of you, this is going to be the key. You are to go forward and break any vows you've made in any past incarnations with this person. Whoever it is that you are thinking of in this reading, you need to go forward and break any vows. Any vows of chastity, vows of, you know, all of it, I don't know, like vows of marriage. It could have been for some of you, vows of your eternal love. Vows that, like, and vows are not only things that are like, like vows that you do publicly, like, you know, when you get married or when you take an oath. You have to break vows and oaths with this person. Vows are also things that you say that my mentor was really big on this. She helped me to really understand and understand this about a year ago. She was amazing. She would say to me, you've got to take back all of your forevers. Anytime you said that you were going to do something forever, take it back. Because you verbally got yourself in a vow and an oath with someone. So you know those vows and those oaths when you say, I'll never love another person again for as long as I live. And you think it's all romantic and dramatic, and there you went and imprisoned yourself. So there's something here also about, there's an energy of guilt, but for some of you, you need to go back and you need to break vows, you need to break oaths, you need to speak to your guides and ask them to help you to see or to remember what it was, or to help you just to do it, you know, on your behalf, you know, or just write it out and say it yourself, state it yourself. You know, nobody has more command over your energy than you. You know, even if it's if these are things you spoke over yourself in past lives, you have the authority to break it now. And for some of you, this is what you're being asked to do, because at the bottom of the deck, we do have courtship. Okay, we have courtship. So for some of you, this energy 000 on my clock, yes, there's a reset. There's this energy is like it's right around the corner for you, and there's something here that is like this is the last thing that needs to kind of be addressed in order for this energy to come towards you now. Okay, and when I say right around the corner, I don't literally mean around the corner or like in a week or something. The way energy rolls out is the way it rolls out, but there's something here about the release of this in order to usher this courtship in. And for some of you, this energy, this mature woman, whether this person has shown up as a mature woman in this lifetime, or it's, you know, from a lifetime before, like she was in this you know, mature woman kind of persona. Whether it was from this, it doesn't really matter, because this person was still in your life, actively, intimately in this lifetime. But my point is, in a past lifetime, they could have been a woman, and this lifetime, they're not. It's going to resonate for all of you very differently, but there's something about this energy of this woman at every turn in your life. You will notice that there's something around your love and your power that you've never been able to quite step into. And for some of you, if this is this person, you might have found yourself in romantic situations with another person, and the reason why you were drawn to that other person was because they reminded you of this person, but you thought it was a good thing. Because again, we have this love is strange card. There's something about this energy that showed that kind of, it was, for some of you, especially if this is a karmic mother, this was your introduction to love, and you continued going after things that felt like that, and ending up like in deeper prisons of self, because you were chasing after things that made you feel wounded, and you were chasing after people that would wound you more, and ultimately you were chasing after people that would always lead you back to this energy, because this energy wanted you in prison, because there's some kind of oath or vow that you've made to this person in another incarnation that they're still living out here in this incarnation unconsciously. For some of you it could be consciously, but I feel for most of you it's unconsciously, and this is what you need to do in order to release it. And this is why, this is part of the guilt you're carrying too. You carried the guilt from the past life into this one, and it's time to release it altogether. This person, you don't owe them anything. I'm not getting this energy that they're in your energy because you owe them something. I'm getting that they're in your energy because there's unfinished, like unfinished energies that need to be closed out. And when you take the initiative to find the root of any of the guilt that you're still having surrounding this. And when you take the initiative to maybe go in and cancel any oaths or vows that are still standing with this person, that's when the universe is going to step in and end your contract, because now your new contract is with Gaia. And in that contract with Gaia, you have something coming in the realm of romance. Okay, we have 4. This is about setting a foundation. This is about setting your new earth dynamic and legacy. And the old earth doesn't want to let you go. It wants to make you feel guilty for rising above it and leaving it and moving on. It's time to release that guilt. And that guilt, the way you release it is it's more than just going into figuring out this lifetime. It's deeper than that. You must find out. You must find out why you've carried it, and if you can't do that, it's fine. Sometimes you don't need to know the reasons. You just need to cut. You need to cancel any forevers, as my mentor would say, any forevers, any oaths, and any vows you ever made to this person, because they don't stand. These contracts are done. They're done. They're done. Okay? So I'm going to go into my deck of empowering questions, and then we're going to finish up, because, I mean, this is a relatively short reading for me, right? 40 minutes. We'll see how long this takes. We'll see when I sign out how long it will be. Oops, missed a card. Oh my gosh, you see? If you could go back in time, what would you say to yourself? I'm telling you, this is an energy that is trying to time hop with you. It's trying to time hop with you. It can't hitch a ride into your next cycle. It can't. For some of you, the message I'm getting with this it wasn't even supposed to hitch a ride with you into this cycle. Like for some of you, yeah, there's this idea of having to deal with the guilt and meeting this person again and resolving karma and everything. But for some of you, it's like I'm almost getting this energy the energy I'm getting here is like this person made it their duty to follow you into this lifetime to make you feel guilty for whatever it is that they thought you did. So part of this guilt isn't even yours, it's a projection. And again, I was getting that very heavy energy in the other reading about a karmic mother with a mirror box. And mirror boxes are all about controlling someone's narrative through projections and then magnifying that energy. That's what I'm getting here, you know? Oh gosh, I'm not opening I'm not opening that can of worms. I'm just trying to figure out, because there's this thing here, like for some of you this is a karmic mother, but for some of you it's like this person came into your life and it's just like, how does that work in terms of time? It's just really interesting. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I believe anything is possible, personally. I don't think we're confined by time. I think that's something that we deal with on this earth realm. And some things we just don't know how they work. But there's something about, you know, this person having followed you into this life to make you pay for what you did. Even though you may have felt some guilt, it's like this person was here to magnify that in some way. For some of you, they were, oh, that's why. What characteristics do you value in a friend? It's because this person, for some of you, you have bookend energies. You have bookend energies. You have the energy of a karmic mother, and you have the energy of somebody else who had this energy towards you too, that was working with you. Especially if you guys are coming into, if this is a karmic family situation, then you have somebody who is who could be younger than you, who also who also was here to contribute to this energy, to work with this person. It's like for some of you, you straight up may have walked, like, I don't know why this is coming up, but you straight up may have like, you know, walked away from some kind of vows you made as a monk or as a nun or something. And these two members of the group have shown up in this lifetime as, you know, somebody in your family that was going to make you pay for leaving them behind and, you know, finding your liberty. And for some of you, you ran off because of love. And there was a lot of jealousy around that because they didn't, you did something that they didn't, that they wanted to do, but they didn't have the balls to do it. Yeah, what are you passionate about? You ran off after your passion in another life and you left them behind. You ran off after your passion and you left them behind, and they couldn't follow you where you went because they didn't have the courage to do it in that, especially in that time. And it's almost like they came back together to make you like pay. It's either that they came back together to make you pay, or they came back together and in the midst of that there's a lot of projected guilt subconsciously that's been happening here. And now you're dealing with the same energy because you're getting ready to bust out and to move forward towards your passion. But this time you're not just busting out to run into just a regular, just because of love. You're busting out to enter into a new earth contract and love. So this time it's even bigger, and these energies don't want you to leave. And for some of you, you're not even in contact with these people anymore, or you don't have an intimate relationship, but this is the energy that's trying to keep you together. There's something about, you need to get rid of any vows and oaths you've made in past lifetimes that bind you to this person, but more importantly also any of these groups, because these people, you need to, you know, release any vows, oaths, all of that with these people. But you also have to release any that you made to any of these like orders or groups or anything, because it's like these people this energy is leading you to have a deeper understanding of that bigger picture also. So in short, you need to release all vows and oaths to people, groups, etc. Okay? And that's going to help to alleviate any kind of guilt links that have you bound to them in this lifetime. Where some of them feel they have the right to transfer their karma onto you also, because that's what was coming up to. Transfer their karma, transfer their illness, transfer their lack, transfer their wounds. And this is partly why they don't want you going either, because you are the great. You were the transmuter of that stuff. You were what kept them feeling. There's a very codependent energy again, I'm going to tell you. Yeah, when was the last time you told someone you loved them? There's a very codependent energy where it's like, yeah, and how can I achieve financial freedom? Where it's like they want to hold on to you. They want to hold on to your energy. They don't want anyone else having you. That's kind of the energy. And they don't want you being free, and they don't want you being independent and glowing and all of that stuff. They want that all for themselves. But the thing is, they want it all for themselves, but not to, it's like that card I have. It's like they don't want your energy in order to heal. They want it to harness, or they want it to attach, or they want it in order to, you know, transfer their shit onto you so you can deal with it instead of them. Or they want it because you give them this false sense of balance because of that exchange. And it's like, it's so messy. The energy is so messy because it's so not healthy. And it's like, it's time to walk away from it altogether and to release any guilt you have around it. Okay. So that's where I'm going to end with this. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to read for you. I hope that this reading was helpful and insightful. I hope that it assists you in, you know, increasing your own light quotient on the planet at this time. And yes, if you would like to work with me, my information is in the description box below, my email and my website. Please, before you try to book a service with me via email, please check out my website first and come back to me with what service interests you. I have no checkout service on my website at this point because I want to know who's coming to me and whose energy I'm engaging with before I come into agreement with that. So please make sure you're checking out the services, and then you're emailing me and telling me what you're interested in. I have a full moon in Leo report that is available to Daily Alchemy members. If you are part of the members portal, you received that yesterday. For those of you who don't want access to the members portal but would like access to the report, all information for that is on the community board, as well as one of the slides from the report. It's a 7-slide report, which when I condense it down into PDF form, it's I think like 3 pages or something. So it's quite informative, not only about the energy surrounding this full moon, but also what the lead up to all of it has meant, and kind of the esoteric knowledge behind it that my guides channeled through me, as well as a few ideas for how you can maximize the powers of it through ritual. So yes, this is where I love you and leave you. It's been a pleasure. Until next time, be well.